Good morning, dreamers. I hope your Monday is starting off well. First, I say happy birthday to my mom. It's a wonderful, wonderful day to celebrate such an amazing lady. And I'm celebrating you, dreamers. I am. Um, I'm looking outside and I'm thinking this is the time of year when the earth dreams. It dreams of spring, it dreams of hope, it dreams of new life. And dreamer, you know what's interesting about this time of year? Is that it's ugly, it's messy, it's dirty and gross. I found some quotations in all my readings and time meditating this weekend. And Fyodor Dostoevsky, I can never say his name, I'm very sorry for being ignorant. Dostoevsky, Evsky, there. Anyway, the quotation is important. Love in action is a harsh and dreadful thing compared with the love in dreams. Sometimes I come on here and I sound so positive and so uplifting and so sickeningly sweet, I'm sure, to some of you. However, it's a choice to be positive. It's a choice to try to express love and share that passion with you. Because sometimes the world is messy. As the snows of winter are melting away and the mud of spring is birthing new life. Like, birth is not clean and tidy. If you've ever been watched a show where there's birth happening, or you've been in a birthing wing of a hospital, there's noise, there's loudness, there's pain, there is mess. And yet, we have this beautiful thing that comes out of it. And so sometimes life gets messy. Sometimes the winter descends upon our spirits, descends upon our souls, and we don't understand why. Maybe it's someone in your life claiming a theology different than yours, and you have to learn how to love and live within that space and still build a relationship with someone that you no longer understand. Never really did, but you didn't know why, and now it is clear. And maybe it's something stirring within your own spirit that says something's not quite right. Maybe it's the releasing of a relationship or the disappointment of being released because you feel that there's something not quite right. And so the winter descends, and as the winter starts to leave, it leaves this mess and mud and muck. And you want to be out in your flip-flops and you want to be out in your shoes, but you know you better keep in your boots for a little while longer. So I ask you, dreamers, is there something mucky and muddy in your life today? It's okay. The pain of that muck, that pain of that transition period, the pain of seeing someone for who they really are and still embracing them, loving them regardless, is birthing hope, birthing joy, and birthing new life. New understandings and a growth deep within your own spirit, but also getting your hands dirty by loving somebody else. By truly saying, you know what, you're worth the risk. You are worth the risk, you are valuable, and I am going to love you. You're worth the risk. You're worth changing my mind. You're worth reevaluating. You are a creation of God Himself, and I'm willing to put the work in to get to know you. Might be somebody you've lived with your whole life. So who is it you need to look at again? Who is it you need to say, the muck and mud of this change, the promise of spring, the promise of hope, the promise of a new relationship, a new start, the promise of truly seeing you as a God image bearer means that my dream now has to be put to action. Who is that you need to actively love? Sometimes parents, we get into a rhythm of normal, a rhythm of routine, a rhythm of they're off in the room with their tech, you're off in the living room with your tech, and everything's peaceful, everything's wonderful. That's not dreaming. That's existing. And maybe it's time to get a little muddy. Maybe it's time for the sleeves to roll up, for the coffee to actually be put aside, and get to work on loving people. Because you know what, dreamer? You're worth the risk. You are beautiful. You are valuable. And you're worth the risk. So others are as well. And you will find when you open yourself to choose messy love, love that gets a little mucky and muddy, soon the garden of love's flowers will bloom all around. And you will see a beauty unlike any other. Sweet dreams.